So clearly Trump sees that he's going to lose on the Epstein files in the House, and he was going to lose big.
Major about face from President Trump on these Epstein files. He now says he supports their release after months, as you know, of strongly opposing it and frequently attacking those who disagreed with him about it.
Let me tell you something. Every once in a while, a story crawls out of the shadows that makes the whole world stop breathing. This isn't rumor. This isn't gossip. This is the Epstein file, a cold ledger of power, privilege, and the kind of darkness people in high places pray you never look at too long. But here we are, looking.
Okay, you guys. These Epstein files are out of control, so we're gonna break down everything we've seen thus far. Okay, first, let's start with Obama's former chief White House counsel, Kathy Ruemiller, and a very eerie, very suspicious email with her and Epstein. Now, they're communicating back and forth in this email, but at the bottom of this email gets really weird. And I quote, she says, "Yes, I will be like the doctor at Lenox Hill, put that crazy in room 1, gunshot in surgery, and the cook, well, he can wait." You guys, remember Obama's chef who worked at the White House and who died at Obama's house? Could they be talking about him? Now, being that email was from 2014, saying the cook can wait, you mean like 9 years later wait, where he actually died in 2023? Yeah, that's suspicious. Gets even wilder though. So, we have an email from 2018 with Jeffrey Epstein and his brother, Mark Epstein, in which Mark is asking, buckle up, he says, does Putin still have the pictures of Trump blowing Bubba, aka Bill Clinton? Bro, what? Okay, even if this is even remotely true, how relevant would this picture be that they found in Epstein's house of Bill Clinton in a blue dress, in which Monica Lewinsky was in a blue dress just like this when she blew him? This is giving way to the biggest blackmail ring of all time, but let's keep going. Now, if we weren't completely off the rails, this is gonna take us there, because there's an email stating that he was into bioengineering and genetics, specifically black people. And I quote, "You might be able to make blacks smarter by changing the time for the motor layer development and changing the time for other layers." Then he states their brains are slower at learning high-level concepts, in which he's giving way to slavery being that muscle twitch for slaves were faster, so we're stronger, jump higher than the white people were thinking all day, basically, and making them smarter under pressure over time. Now, not only he was into bioengineering and genetics, and he had his own office at Harvard called Jeffrey's office, but he had close ties to MIT, in which he had very close ties to this guy, Marvin Minsky, who was the co-founder of MIT's AI laboratories, and they call the father of AI. I mean, it really takes the guesswork out of why he was trafficking people besides blackmail. You wanted to experiment on people like a test lab rat. Now, this part totally makes sense, where the head morgue manager of Harvard pled guilty earlier this year for selling body parts online. Does anybody want to take a wild guess who he was working for? Epstein he was working for. Now, there's a whole lot more, so I'm gonna do a part 2. Make sure you guys get into my Telegram. We're just getting started.
I'm not worried about the Epstein files being released to show who's on them. I want them to be released to prove what I already know. Who's not on them. Gay men, gay women, trans men, trans women, drag queens, black people, Asian people, Hispanic people, Native American people, Muslims. There's only one group of people that's on them motherfuckers.
Breaking news. The Epstein files were scrubbed over 100,000 pages to remove or flag Donald Trump from the Epstein files. That's right, because Durbin actually reported late yesterday that he found out that in March, over 1,000 FBI agents actually went through and started searching all of the Epstein files to find any reference to Donald Trump. How many times they referenced him, we don't know. Those numbers haven't been brought forward. But what we do know is the Epstein files are over 100,000 pages based on what Durbin says. And the FBI tasked 1,000 individuals to actually scrub through and search for any reference to Donald Trump in the Epstein files. This is a miscarriage of justice. This is a clear sign of presidential overreach and trying to impede on the American people's right to information based on something that obviously everybody had spoken about, and this administration had actually campaigned to actually reveal the truth of this case. Clearly, all of this was a situation of smoke and mirrors. The reality is that this administration has its own special little Watergate. And if you don't know that reference...
Of course the media is going along with this. Did we expect anything different? So Trump comes out and says that he wants the House to vote to release the Epstein files. And the media reports it as a major shift. Donald Trump now supports releasing the Epstein files. Are they really this stupid, or do they just think that the rest of us are?
It's a smokescreen. The Department of Justice is not going to release the Epstein files. I'm a lawyer in real life. I don't play one on television. Those are not my words. Those are the words of one of the top Republicans who has been pushing for the release of the Department of Justice Epstein files.
And I have another concern about these investigations that he's announced. If they have ongoing investigations in certain areas, those documents can't be released. So this might be a big smokescreen, these investigations, to open a bunch of them as a last-ditch effort to prevent the release of the Epstein files.
Yesterday, Trump says he's urging the Republicans in Congress to vote in favor of the Department of Justice releasing the files. But what he did earlier in the week to order Pam Bondi to investigate Bill Clinton and other top Democrats means that the files can't be released. If there is an active investigation taking place, then those files are needed for that active criminal investigation, and they are not going to be released. And that is going to be their excuse. So I don't believe Donald Trump really wants the Epstein files to be released. This is just another part of his attempt to prevent the American people from seeing all of the information about Jeffrey Epstein, because there's a lot we have not seen. We have not seen videos. We have not understood the money and how the money was flowing in the whole Epstein scandal. So y'all let me know what you think. Is it a smokescreen? Is he trying to give us the okie doke? Let me know what you think in the comments.
The Epstein files just came out and it broke the internet. This is the email that broke the internet, so you might want to stick around. From Mark Epstein to Jeffrey Epstein. He says, you and your boy Donnie can make and remake the movie Get Hard. Okay, let's continue. Then he ask him if Putin has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. So apparently, Vladimir Putin has photos of back in the day when Donald Trump was having fun with Bill Clinton, allegedly. And by the way, this video is only for entertainment purposes. I mean, you can read that for yourself. I mean, do we need to translate this? Who is Bubba? But if this is true about Vladimir Putin having these pictures, why hasn't he released? Better yet, do you think he will ever release these pictures if it's actually true? What are your honest thoughts on this? And don't forget to follow for more news and finance information.
Donald Trump flipping on the Epstein stuff is the equivalent of your girl asking for the code to your phone. You getting into like this big argument like, what, you don't trust me? You think I'm fucking with that bitch? I ain't fucking with that bitch. You leaving, going to the bathroom for like 30 minutes and then coming back out with the phone like, hey baby, here's a, you know what I'm saying? Here's the code. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you got some. I mean, you deleted. You obviously deleted whatever the fuck was the incriminating shit in your phone.
We have some major news right now. The White House is furious this evening as the Wall Street Journal is set to be publishing a bombshell report connecting Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. It's gotten so bad that according to Oliver Darcy, who first reported this, Donald Trump himself personally called the editor-in-chief of the Wall Street Journal to voice his concerns and objections of the report. Now, we don't know what the report is, and what we don't know is if Donald Trump went to Rupert Murdoch, who owns the Journal, to voice his concerns to Murdoch, and whether or not the Wall Street Journal will continue to publish this report. But Darcy has said that essentially the Wall Street Journal has a Justice Department attorney who's willing to talk I don't know if it's on the record or off the record, so we'll have to see. But there is a bombshell report that has the White House furious, that has Donald Trump furious, and now it remains to be seen whether or not the Wall Street Journal is going to go through and publish it. If the Journal doesn't, then maybe Donald Trump was successful in killing it, but that would spark a whole host of fury from Republicans and Democrats alike. So let's see what happens next. Spread the word and follow along for more.